What's up guys, macadii here, and today guys, week 8 of the PPL League, where I am up against Shadow Gaming, coach of the Canberra Toucannons. Now if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like down below, I would really appreciate it. Now I must admit, this isn't going to be as happy clappy as I might say compared to my other videos. It's just because it's been an extremely frustrating week for me in terms of trying to get this battle done, because there wasn't a huge amount of it's difficult. I don't like to complain, but there was very little communication from my opponent's end of when we were going to battle, and I had to pull out all the stops basically to try and get this battle done so it was actually played. So I didn't hear anything on Saturday, so I sent a message out Saturday morning. He's in EST, so he wasn't going to be awake for a few hours anyway, but didn't hear anything till I had gone to bed on that Saturday. Then Sunday I had some friends coming round, so I knew there was a chance if... Oh, he then got back to me saying, oh, I can play during the day, anytime, any day, just not between like my evening and when I would go to sleep, just because he was going to work. So that's fair enough. So I sent him a message saying, oh, I'll be free up to that point. If not, I've got Rufus as a backup coach. So I then talked to Rufus, managed to get him a team gen, so he was able to have a team on standby if I wasn't there. So all I was doing was basically then waiting for him to send the message, and then I could say either, oh, I'm here, or Rufus is here. So we waited sort of all day and didn't get anything back from him. So that was quite frustrating. So I was there sort of having to check my phone and stuff like that, trying to, because I wanted to get this battle done, ideally myself, but as I said, if not, it would have been Rufus. So we didn't hear anything. Then it came up to the time when he was at work, and we were like, oh, you know, rip sort of thing, because obviously Rufus had to go to bed, I had to go to bed, and both of us were busy the next day. So I managed to get, see if Rufus was, not Rufus, Ethan was free. So Ethan luckily was free. So I passed him the team as a backup coach, just in case he contacted us, and obviously, because then he wouldn't get back till, I think it was about 11, he said, his time, which is EST, so there was a chance Ethan might be up. So Ethan heard back at about 2 AM and ended up having to play at 3 AM, and ended up playing from there. So I must admit, it was quite frustrating from my end. I'm trying to not get too wound up by it, but basically it's just frustrating, because I've had, on my side, I've done everything I could to get this battle done, and it's ended up me having to make loads of compromises that A, you know, I had to get Rufus being on standby, B, also Ethan then had to play late, and it's not even, you know, built for his playstyle or anything like that. I've got quite a weird, gung-ho, I don't know how to describe it, but very, very offensive playstyle that definitely doesn't suit what Ethan likes doing. Ethan likes his safe switches, so it was just, I just felt like I had to compromise so much this week to try and get this game done, and in the end, yeah, as you can imagine, it didn't give me as much chance as I felt I really could have had, and especially when I tried so hard to try and get this game done. But anyway, it's Pokemon, what can you do? It's a week. But what we're going to do now is we'll move over to, actually no, we need to do the team builder still. I apologise, it's macadii getting confused. But anyway, let's move away from this frustration and we'll go into the team. So he's bringing potentially Celesteela, Arcanine, Crocodile, Hitmonchan, Latias, Primarina, Terrakion, Jolteon, and Leavanny. So quite a scary team. Not a particularly great matchup for Mega Pinsir, so that's why I decided to bench it for this one. And we have got a very offensive team coming this way. So we've got our Lychee Berry Hitmonlee, which will be really fun. Helps us check things like the Celesteela if it wants to, autotomize up. And just basically OHKOs quite a lot of his team, especially after a little bit weakening. The main different one will be Arcanine, because obviously that will have extreme speed most likely, and it might have the Intimidate and stuff. But even with Intimidate, Reversal should be still doing a load of damage, and Knockoff hits the Leavanny hard, though I think Reversal might even hit it harder. I'm not 100% sure. And then basically you just could sweep the teams from there. Next we've got Shaman, which is a bit of like a soft wall. It's a really bit of a trippy set. We've got a speed one, so it's able to outspeed things like Arcanine, and it's just designed to basically wear down either Celesteela or Arcanine to help one of my Pokemon switch. So it's a sub-seed set with the Seed Flare, and then we've got Endeavor on there, so we can sub down to a nice low HP, or if we've got a free sub up and we're nice and low, we can go for that Endeavor, and it stops him from being able to set up or, you know, heal up and stuff like that, and just generally just be a little bit more annoying. It's also a bit of a check to Terrakion and also our Crook that, especially if Scarf with EQ, could be a little bit scary because we have got all-grounded mons. But obviously, Legsit's still a bit good backup. It just I love Hitmonlee because it just checks so many offensive sweeps and stuff like that. Next, we got the Nihilego. So this is designed to do a little bit of wall breaking, but he had lots of ways he could revenge it, be it, as I said, Scarf Crocodile, or even like a bulky Crocodile, Terrakion, or if like there's a HP ground on Jolteon, which I actually thought, you know, there was a chance he would end up bringing. So we've got a set that's going to be E-Speed. We hit most of his team super effectively, which is pretty sweet, and we'll get the speed boost, and that allows us to handle anything that's non-Scarf. That's, you know, Scarf Crook we could handle, Jolteon we can then handle, and still hit out pretty hard with that E-Belt. Next, we've got Banded Zygarde. Not too many switches for him on that side, and it just helps us, both of them pressure the Arcanine a lot. If the Arcanine came, I wanted to be able to pressure that as much as I could, and just in general, just very, very spammable. The only thing he might switch is the Leavanny, which is why we got the Stone Edge and the Outrage on there. E-Speed also helps us to stop, you know, things like a Crocodile being particularly scary from there. Then we've got our dedicated lead, which is our Delphox. This is designed to help counter lead. I really didn't want to bring Skarmory. My problem is, my problem I've, you know, been developing with this draft. There's problems with the draft in general, especially on the defensive side. But one thing I found is that I really don't. I think Mega Pinsir, you know, I can see is great, and I can see Skarm is great. But when you put them together, then my problem is that they're both pressured by exactly the same mons, which is like you know, fast Psychic types, or sorry, not Psychic types, fast Electric types, or fast Fire types, and generally, you know, your opponent's going to be prepping a lot for Mega Pinsir, which means Skarm always has a really bad matchup. So I must admit, it's probably going to be the last time I would ever consider drafting that cord. Like, Skarm's great. I have enjoyed using Skarm, and it's been great to support my team, but I think the combination of the two just makes both their lives really difficult, because my opponent can check both of them very, very easily with the same mons. So the Delphox is basically a dedicated lead, put some damage out on things, and be able to Magic Coat back at any sticky webs in case he decides to bring that defensively Vanny and lead off with it, which I thought would be, you know, pretty sweet from there. And then finally we've got Vaporeon, which is going to be our support set. So it's designed just to wish up, Baton Pass out so we can switch into Arcanine and things like that. Potentially handle Crook a little bit better because we're defensive, and Baton Pass out any wishes, and just act as a general pivot. So that is the team there. What we're going to do now is we're going to move over to the replay. So as I said, Ethan played this match, so I'm just going to play the replay back if that makes sense, and you guys can see exactly what happened from there.